Hi, welcome back to Dolph Twang. I'm Dave. So, still going with this country rock thing in G. It's a 4-1-5 progression in G, all major chords. And that's going to be really handy for what I'm going to show you today and how interchangeable all this will be and how you can really apply this to a lot of major chords in different progressions as well. So our rhythm here is C, G, D, and we just hold that D. Okay, all major. So in the video a couple days ago, we really stayed focused on these double stop bends. Okay, so examples, kind of a quick review. Go back and watch that one. If you're just here for the first time or something, this video will still make sense. But that one really covers the and all the different things you can do with that basic set of mechanics there. And by basic, I don't mean easy, but I mean that those maneuvers you can do the notes together, separate, put them in different orders, and you can just it's one of these skills that just lets you play an abundance of riffs, not just one. Right? It's more of a method approach. And then how to locate those for each one. So I don't want to spend a lot of time on that today, but it's important that you have that background so you can look at that other video from a couple days ago. Now, along with that, today I was doing a lot of these kinds of intervals of 6 types of licks. So, and again, once you learn this for on a couple of string pairs, and how to kind of orient it to where the root of the chord that you're on and so forth. It's just knowledge that can be applied all over the place. So to kind of keep this as concise and straightforward as I can, let's look at a couple of maneuvers here, and like I said, how to kind of know where to start these licks. So let's start with the C. And there's that other little. Okay, so if you recall, or if you look at it this way, or you're familiar with this, if we take this triad up here for C, okay, just those kind of strings out of that bar chord, that we kind of take the top 3, the highest 3 pairings, string group rather. Okay, then we get that root or 3rd, 5th root. Okay, if we just finger the G and the high E string on that, we get that nice kind of wider interval. But it's not a full triad because it only has 2 elements, but it's gonna work with in the same way that triads could be applied, right? So look at it as component parts and different combinations of triads, right? Okay, so the move there, now this is important because this can be moved all over your guitar. So the root is, you can locate it on that high E, the note C. Then remember, if you're just kind of visualizing those top 3, highest 3 strings of that C bar chord, that. Okay, now when you go up to you've got two little kind of separate melodies there. And when you put them together, you get like a harmonized lick. Okay, and let me just show you slowly like what that looks like. And just use your ear. You'll know if it's the right sound. Okay, so for C, you can start to kind of explore stuff like that yourself, right? You can start just by really, moving these around to each root. You got to know where your roots are for each one of these chords and just try to kind of start getting up to speed with that. And that would look and sound something like this. That's going to the D and then hold the D. Okay. Now, you really don't need to kind of stop that and like memorize and copy what just got played. But you can, but just remember the important thing is that you learn what that shape is and where your roots are. And then as you notice, I just did different things once I got that going. You could start up or together. I'm kind of pinching with the pick and with this ring finger to get that sound. It's kind of hard to do it all with your pick because you get some junk in the middle there that you don't really want. So the pinching method works good. And you can also do some, separate the notes. So let yourself go, try out different stuff. There's so much stuff you can do just by, and it doesn't always have to be back and forth. You can. All right, you can really start getting a little melody and a whole theme going with these. Now, here's some really good news, okay? This shape is typical when you move it to these two strings as well. Sorry, I kind of got caught up in it with my glasses there for a second, trying to look down. I see a lot better right here. Okay, so in this case, your root is that C. But it's the same idea, right? It's the same shape. On two different strings. Okay, now you got a lot of real estate to work with here because you could do, either all of these three chords, these three major chords in this piece, you could do either on these two strings, then the G, and the D, okay, or you could do them on the higher strings pairing, or you can do a combination of both. And that's what you saw mostly in that intro. So you can do stuff that's in the neighborhood. That's part of that D1, C. You don't always have to do the full lick. Okay, and then there's some other little, I've got some other little double stop stuff that I'm mixing in there a little bit. I'm not going to go into every little piece of that intro because the important thing here is what we just went over. Being able to really be fluent in locating and moving around and using in melodic musical ways that move of right. And then after a while you'll get to where you can see it like that C as well as you don't always have to start with that rooted portion of it. But at first, that's probably a good plan, right? And then the kind of where you can really have some fun here, and this really starts paying off. Go back and watch that other video. Get those bends, and then look for stuff that's all in the neighborhood. I'll play this last little demo bit, doing skills from the previous video and this one put together, but really taking advantage of how many options we have to stay in one area of the neck. Okay, this is a lot. The way to go about this is to really really practice those. Okay, use your ear. You'll know when it's feeling and sounding right. Let me know how this goes. I'm going to play a little bit on this outro here and then get you to the same practice backing track that I'm using for you to practice with. All right? Take care.